Your dick is fine. It's the right size.
Thank you so much for telling me that my dick is the right size.
Hey, it's you. It's
This
part
is
of
where
you.
my dick lays at night.
Your
Yeah,
dick.
notice how dirty it is right there?
Yeah, it's really filthy. You should wash your penis. Your dick is a part of you,
Yeah.
and you love yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to love the size of your dick, man, no matter what. That's part of you, man. You can't change it.
I wasn't trying. I didn't want to. I mean, I just wanted to stretch it a little bit. See, I just wanted to know its capabilities.
Well, if you stretch it, it just gets thinner, like a straw.
It's like a Laffy Taffy.
Yeah. Would you rather have a thin dick? A long, thin dick?
I'd rather have the shortest, thickest dick.
Like a mound?
It's just like just the curvature of like a pelvic mound,
Yeah.
like a pubic mound. Just that's all it is. It just goes
Like a pitcher's mound.
Yeah,
But you're the pitcher.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that would...
And my urethra is like the spot where they dig their foot in, right?
Ew.
Yeah.
It hurts me just thinking about cleats in a pee hole.
No, man. I mean, I'm not gonna let someone just step all over me.
Yeah, you wouldn't let anybody
I have too
step
much
all over
pride.
you. Well, what would happen if some guy did try to step all over you?
Like just step on me, literally.
Yeah. Let's say like how we were hanging out last night at the bar. We're hanging out there, a guy just walks up and you're sitting at the stool, okay? You're sitting at the bar stool.
Yeah.
One hand on your hip, one hand on your beer. That's resting on the bar. A man comes up to you and just presses his foot into your private area. What are you going to do? What's your reaction?
Like, hey man, buy my beer first. It's like, I don't have a foot thing. I don't have a foot thing. I don't have a foot the dick thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing? But first things first. So I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to take his foot, I'm going to lift it, I'm going to spin it off.
You're going to rip his leg off.
Rip the foot off, not his leg, just the foot.
And then
I'm going to clamp onto it and rip it off like an alligator if he did a death roll, like a crocodile's death roll.
yeah. Okay.
Goes,
Here's what I would do. I would do the same exact thing, okay? I'm sitting there.
the end. Listen, man, I'd do that.
No.
Okay.
No. I would take his foot and I'd rip it off, right? I'd spin it off. And then I'd say, you shouldn't have put your foot on my penis, man. And then I'm going to take his foot and I'm going to hold it over a spoon. And I'm going to warm up the spoon with his foot on it. And I'm going to take after it's heated down, I'm going to shoot it into my veins and go sit at one of the chairs and pass out.
You should have known better.
It's like, yeah, you trying to put your foot on my penis? Well, I'm going to go get high.
If you just wouldn't have brought your
Wait,
foot,
wait.
if you wouldn't have brought your foot to the bar, I wouldn't have this problem.
Wait a minute. Let me guess. There's foot heroin right behind me.
I had a bone.
I mean, here's what I would do. I would
The same thing.
do the exact same thing.
I'm coming.
Dude, we are on the same page today.
Okay, here's what I would do.
We are on the okay. Okay, what would you really do, man?
Okay, so I would take his foot. If he stepped on my penis, I would grab it, one hand on the bottom, one hand on the top, and gator roll out of there. And I'd rip his foot off, and I would take his foot, and I would hold it over. I would hold it over a spoon, okay? And I would heat the spoon up, and I would heat the foot up, and then I would shoot it in my veins. And then I would go sit over in the corner and pass out.
No, man. This is what I would do.
Same thing.
Same exact thing.
Correct.
Okay, so here's what I would really do. I would take his foot and I'd push it somewhere else.
Every day is a new day.
That's the best answer. Because you don't know what moves he knows if you did try to twist his foot off.
He might know Fujitsu.
He might know Fujitsu. He might not even have a foot. It might be a prosthetic.
Yeah.
And you just rip off nothing. And he's like, oh, that was kind of fucked up. And then you just feel bad about it.
Maybe he didn't realize you were there. Maybe he's blind and he was just putting his foot up to tie his shoe.
What kind of beer is an amputee's favorite beer?
If we come up with a really good pun to this on the spot,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. But I have no idea what.
I don't know, man. I guess just like
What's an amputee's favorite movie?
what?
Footloose.
Correct!
I'm sure
That's
I'm sure
a
an
Poppy
amputee-
original. That was quick, but it wasn't that funny.
I'm sure an amputee would probably order a sour because it would come in one of them little glasses with the one leg.
Oh, yeah. Because he's a pussy.
Dude, sours
Dude,
are good.
What are you losing your leg for? Well, you don't have
What?
strong. You don't have.
Wait.
You don't have strong enough ligaments to keep your foot on
What if his
with an explosion.
yeah? What a freaking wuss.
What? A grenade got you in the war? Likely story.
Yeah.
It's probably your girlfriend just making you look like a bitch, ripping your foot off, then
Shooting it up.
then taking it and putting it over a spoon
And
and heating it up, and then getting a needle and injecting it into her veins,
I had a boner.
and then going and passing out in the corner.
foot heroin, man. That's a hell of a drug, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. Stanky.
Ew, dude.
Stanky heroin.
You imagine the funk that would get in your veins after shooting up foot heroin.
I'm that foot snatcher.
Take heroin inside my vena.
Go pass out in the motherfucking corner.
What's your beef with the sour glasses? Like the sour beer
Okay, there's
glasses?
no beef with the beer itself. So what you're saying is that you're
So
just act like I don't know what you're about to talk about.
okay, so
I'm gonna just do something else.
whenever you order a beer at certain breweries, certain beers come out in tall glasses. Some beers come out in little tiny glasses. Some beers come out in little pear-shaped glasses. Some come out in wine glasses sometimes. Some beers come out in pints.
Yeah.
Some beers come out in mugs.
Spinning back around.
Okay. What's your take on why do we have all these glasses for these different pours of beers? What's the reasoning there?
I think the sweeter the taste, the longer the stem. So if it was just a glass full of sugar, the stem would be this long and the glass would be this tall.
Yeah.
So, but it's not, I don't have a beef with the shape of the glass or if it has a stem or anything like that.
Yeah.
My beef is with how you have to hold the glass to drink the drink.
Yeah.
There's nothing more, and it doesn't really matter, but to me it does, because I'm compensating. I have to hold a beer like this, because this is the manliest way to hold a beer. This is how I hold a fork. This is how I hold a knife. 4 fingers over the top. Grip it. Grip and rip.
You don't want that thing to slip away from you.
The more your palm faces up, the more feminine you're holding. The more feminine it is.
You think holding the beer like this
But
is
you're not holding it like that. When you're holding it, it's like this.
2 fingers?
You're like, yeah, because the stem goes in between one of the fingers, and it just looks
What
very
if
feminine. I already have very small feminine feature phalanges.
what happens if you hold it around the neck of the glass? The
Well,
bottom?
then you look mental.
You're like holding it. It's like you're choking the glass.
Then you look like a 5-year-old.
yeah.
A 5-year-old drinking wine. And nobody wants to be that guy.
I wouldn't let my 5-year-old drink wine. I haven't seen him in 5 years.
What? I'm just gonna meet him and give him wine? I mean, I should at least hang out with him for a couple of days first before I try giving him alcohol.
Honestly, like
Just see how he's gonna react.
yeah. What if he's not even a drinker?
What if he's a freak?
Yeah, people who don't drink are freaks.
Maybe he's an alcoholic and he's recovering.
Maybe the 5-year-old was addicted to drugs and he knows the next thing he'll do after taking a sip of wine is crack cocaine.
Yeah, maybe he's a crack baby.
Maybe he's just a fucking baby pussy.
Baby pussy.
Nope, don't like that.
I had a bone.
Yeah. You did it. Yeah.
I did not mean to press that one.
Every day is a new day.
Well, at least we can restart, you know?
Pussy baby.
Pussy baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Just digging that hole.
I broke your heart, huh?
That's
Have
all,
you- have
that's
you-
all our listeners right now.
I broke your heart, huh?
Like, oh, I gotta stop listening to these guys.
Uh,
Especially when my kids are around.
yeah. Well, I've heard our listeners say they won't put us on when other kids are around just because you cuss too much. You fucking jerk.
So why don't we try to do the next 5 minutes
No cussing.
kid friendly?
Okay.
What subject would kids?
Ooh, you know
what would kids want to hear?
That's a grand idea. Maybe we should start doing a 5-minute segment that is kid friendly.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay.
What should kids do? Let's do a lesson.
Okay. We got 5 minutes starting now.
We're doing the intro right now for the kids. This is the intro, kids intro. You do like the intro thing. I'll do the music.
This is the part of the show that's kid friendly, and guess what? We're not gonna cuss at all. We're gonna say stuff about kids that is good. Yeah. Maybe not about kids. Maybe just something that's a little less vulgar.
So today, kids, we're talking about how not to be bullied at school.
If a bully comes up to you, hold up one hand, palm facing out, and say, "Stop!
Stop.
Go away!"
Yeah, stop or stop, go.
And if the bully continues to charge at you, you say it again.
Yeah, but don't
Stop.
But don't say stop, go, because that just sounds like you're playing red light, green light, and he will just, if you don't say stop again, he won't stop, and then he'll hit you.
Yeah. So to avoid being bullied,
To avoid being bullied, don't wear stupid shirts. Don't wear stupid pants.
don't
Don't wear stupid shoes. Don't say stupid things.
act too smart though.
Don't act too smart. Don't be too dumb. Don't like the wrong music that the bully doesn't like. Always agree with the bully. Try to blend in with everyone else. Don't be an individual.
Don't be different.
Yeah.
If you have a thought that you think is creative, hold it down and
push
it
press
down.
it down. Yeah, and don't cry.
Don't voice any opinions.
Always be good at sports, but don't be too good at sports because then the kids that are bad at sports will beat you up. Play football. Don't play soccer. Don't be too good at wiffle ball because then people are going to be like, okay, this guy just is at home hitting the wiffle ball with a wiffle ball bat. Sounds like he has a nice dad. That's fucked up. We don't like that guy.
Don't listen to the Beatles.
Yeah, don't listen to AC/DC and wear Buck Cherry shirts or anything like that.
Don't wear Skechers.
Or
unfortunately, sorry, I know that's the one that's a little less kid friendly, but don't wear Skechers.
don't wear white tube socks with shorts.
Sorry, everybody on Fool's Gone Wild.
Don't wear two different color plaid things. Don't wear a plaid shirt and different color plaid pants with white tube socks and audio. And don't listen to Audio Slave. Just don't be different. Try to blend in as best you can because that is your best case. That is your best way of surviving middle school.
Or instead of doing everything we just said, to avoid becoming the bully, to avoid being bullied, become the bully.
Become the bully. Go train MMA. Learn how to use your body as a weapon.
Watch Gabriel Iglesias.
Right. Yeah. Listen to Lupe Fiasco and beat the living dog shit out of smaller kids.
Everybody knows that Lupe Fiasco is the fucking sound crap. I just cussed on our kid-friendly segment.
Oh my God.
Sorry, everybody. We tried. Maybe next week we'll give it another go.
Well, the main thing is wait until you're old enough to be bigger than the rest of the kids, then beat the shit out of them. Like you got bullied when you were small, then you get big, beat up the small kids. They get big, they beat up the small kids. And it's just a never-ending cycle of beating up smaller kids. And that is how you survive school.
To become the bully the quickest way, you just have to wait it out a year.
Yeah.
You have to go to kindergarten and then fail. And then you're just already ahead of everybody.
Yeah. Not mentally, but physically.
Yeah. So you're just
you have a year of youth league basketball ahead of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be hitting threes on the 8-foot hoop. Like crazy.
It was always my dream to hit threes on the 8-foot hoop.
Yeah.
Never happened. I'm a ball handler, man.
Here's how you don't get bullied.
I ain't a shooter like you.
This is how you don't. Well, I do that. Well, it's because you're always pressing with both hands. You got to keep that. Act like you don't have a thumb.
I know how to shoot. Yeah, I use one hand.
No, but a lot of people, even though they do that, they press a little bit.
You go like that.
No, they press just with their thumb. They rotate their thumb a little bit by accident. And they follow. Their palm follows the ball. You just got to let it release off the palm.
You're a 21st century Clyde Drexler.
I only know that because I looked up on Facebook Marketplace and I was just looking at random stuff, and there's a video for a guy that basically put one of those, those water toys where you have the tennis ball and the Velcro pads. It was basically that, but smooth, like a gym mat, like the gym mats that you grab to do sit-ups on. It was basically that material with the hand strap on it.
Yeah.
And then he'd shoot basketball like that.
Oh, that's pretty
And that's
clever.
all it is.
It's pretty clever.
$24. And trust me, those guys were in a civic center doing the ad, and they were hoopers.
Wow. I love hearing stories of hoopers.
I love a come up story.
I love a come down story.
I love a come story.
I love a down story. I love a story.
Yeah, man. So see, this is how you get bullied if you're in school. You say things like this.
You're going to confuse them and just.
You know how you won't get bullied?
How?
In adulthood,
I had a bone.
childhood,
Correct.
oldhood,
Correct.
the hood,
Correct.
The woods.
the woods,
Correct.
is you listen to today's Pray.
Correct. Correct.
So yeah,
So I am very proud of all of our listeners right now. I know that everybody who's supporting this podcast and me and Poppy probably personally, if you're listening, we thank you, and we are just proud to know that you've never been bullied because you're the shit.
yeah.
Bullies don't want to fuck with you.
Nobody, yeah.
So thank you for everybody.
If you have been bullied,
let us know, I'll fucking gut them.
yeah, like a fish.
You ever see
You ever squeeze? Oh, go ahead.
You ever see the movie Saw? I'll cut their foot off.
Then
Fucking beat them with it, and then I'll take their foot and I'll hold it over a spoon, and I'll heat the spoon up, and then I'll shoot up that foot into my veins, and I'll say, "Huh, thanks a lot for giving me your foot," and I'll go pass out over in the corner.
I had a bone.
this episode is called "Take Your Foot, Melt It Down, Shoot It Up, Pass Out in the Corner." Step-by-step instruction on how to do heroin with a foot.
It's not even heroin. You just
Foot
cut
heroin.
You just cut off the foot, and then you go, "This is heroin now."
Foot heroin 101.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever.
So back to the glass thing. 'Cause I feel like we
let's
reverse.
Go back, let's go back to
Correct.
we tried to get kid friendly. We tried to talk more about foot heroin. Let's get back to the strange glasses and the beers that are poured into them, and what grinds Poppy's gears about these glasses.
Yeah, honestly, the if your palm is facing up, you look more dainty. You look more feminine. I mean, that's why people when you hold when women hold their purses, they have it in the crook of their arm like this, then they're holding their wine glass, and they're talking like this, and I'm like this, and I'm talking like this. I actually heard a girl talk just like that today.
Huh. What was her
Just
name?
like that
What was
today.
her name?
I have no idea. I will not say her name. I will not say I can't call the person I was out with. I can't call them out. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell you who it is.
Okay.
But I met them for the first time today,
yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, so and so, I can't believe you're here."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here.
Yeah.
That's crazy."
It is funny when you meet somebody and they're talking like a character in a movie.
Well, that has to hurt your voice box to Suzuki Kawasaki.
Yeah. I hate it when people Suzuki Kawasaki themselves.
I know, but that's what I'm just not gonna. I love the beers that go in those glasses, and maybe I should just ask. Here's another reason they probably do it. One, they probably do it because it's like, oh, this is sour, it's sweet. The higher the stem, the sweeter it is. But also, some of those sours and like sweeter beers and stuff like that and wines, they have higher alcohol content, so they give you less.
Yeah.
Less for more, and that's how they get away with it. Like, oh, this is a glass, and it's
Yeah.
like this tall.
So it's also the price of the keg too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it might not even be more alcohol. It might just be that this one is fucking expensive, so we're not going to give them as much of a serving.
Someone told me that. No, they did not tell me. Someone told me. What? Let's start this over.
I had a bone. I'm sorry, no comprende.
I overheard someone in a bar once saying, "Hey man, if you knew how sour beer was made, you wouldn't drink it." And I think they were overreacting because I think it had something to do with not yeast, like some sort of
It is, yeah.
fungus thing. And that's just like, who cares?
It's like,
You know what
hey,
else is a fungus? Mushrooms. And I'll be trippy.
I had a bone.
I'll be tripping.
after mushrooms, you'll be tripping.
Tripping.
Yeah, I don't give a shit how things are made. If they're sold in a public place, I'll eat them or drink them.
Fun fact that I love to say, is it's raspberry or cranberry that the flavoring is made from beaver anus.
Yeah, it's
Is it raspberry?
I think it's shit, dude. I think it might be raspberry, and it's a raccoon.
No, it's beaver. I
Oh
promise.
yeah, it is beaver. It's from like their butt glands or something.
yeah,
it's
their
same.
anal glands.
Yeah, isn't that gross?
Don't you know what else? You know what else is gross? That dogs need their anal glands expressed.
Yeah,
It's like
Brandon's had
I
to do
talk to my girlfriend's dog all the time while he's not facing me. What else does he need? I've been like trying to get in.
get into his psyche.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into his anal gland psyche, and it just won't open up.
just
Why will he open up to the vet?
You just want him to express himself,
Yeah.
but Kelly has to do it for him.
Express yourself.
Brandon had a bulldog, and he had to express its butt glands sometimes.
And what happens?
I never got to watch it. I really never wanted to watch it.
So
I think he did it when I wasn't there. Maybe because he knew I
he's
was
like,
curious.
He's like, I feel neglected. What the fuck? You're always scratching around me, but not in me. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
sometimes you don't take me out. I have to wait for an hour. Like that's what the butthole says. Brandon's one dog, when it barked, its butthole would pucker up every time it barked.
Yeah.
And if you were just like beamed down from an alien spaceship and had never seen a dog or knew how dogs worked,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know whether it was barking out of his butthole or out of its mouth. It was super interesting.
I'm sorry, no comprende.
It was like ruff, ruff, and it's like little butthole would just like ruff, ruff.
I had a bone.
Clip it.
I've luckily never had a pet where I've had to do anything to their buttholes or their anything else gross. I've had to clean James Franco's ears.
Yeah.
That's my cat.
Well, I'm just glad that I haven't had to explain to an alien that beamed down from a UFO how dogs' butts and mouths work.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because that would just be a brain stretcher.
Like the alien's sitting there with you and, he speaks English.
Yeah.
But you're just like, well, like, no, he comes out of this end with the teeth. And he's like, what are teeth? And you're like, well, this is the end that it's barking out of. That's its butthole.
See his gums? Is like, yeah, it looks the same on the back. It's like imagine trying to explain how a dog barks to an alien with the example of a toothless dog. Be miserable. It's like, yeah, he's barking out this thing. Can't you see his mouth? Mouth? They both look the same. And you're like, well, where's the tongue? It's like, oh, no, there's a tongue there. There's a tongue here.
We grew up in a world where we know where dogs poop from.
Thank God.
Yeah, but I guess I take it for granted because I didn't realize how hard it would be to explain to an alien that dogs shit out their ass.
Every day is a new day.
Imagine
What other weird things I take for granted?
just not having to explain. Just not even just taking for granted. Things you will never have to explain to someone. Like, what's because mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know what because is.
Because.
What?
Give me the definition. You can't.
What is the definition of because? The cause of?
Yeah, without using cause. Not the
the aftermath? I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah.
I'm confusing myself by speaking.
So I've always thought it'd be funny to try to explain to aliens how we work, how our bodies work. So I'll just do both sides here because I know where I'm going with it. But it's like the aliens like, okay, so you eat to get energy. Like, okay, yeah, that's exactly right. And then you go, so you eat to get energy. So why do you always take this time, 8 hours of each day to just not do anything? Like you're just laying there doing nothing unconscious. It's like, oh, well, because we run out of energy, we get tired.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, so, we have to eat food so we don't get too tired, and then we got to take a rest from that. Sometimes we eat, take a nap, and then we wake up and eat again because we're so tired.
I'm like listening to you talk, and I'm in my head trying to figure out how to like basically do what you're doing, like explain it.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting more in depth. And I'm like, hey, geez, this is way harder than I would. I'm so glad I never have to explain how the human body works.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know how it works.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck do we have eyelashes?
That. I feel like you chose the easiest thing to explain.
Why the hell?
On the body, you're like, why do we have eyelashes? And somebody goes, just to keep dirt out. And you're like, what? Everything is just to keep dirt out?
Why do we have earlobes?
Oh, now some people don't. They just they don't have that little curve.
You've met somebody that didn't have an earlobe?
I've met people that don't have ears.
I have too, but that's like a birth defect.
What I'm saying is like they like connects right into the head, so they don't have like a little flippy part.
Why do we have hair below our noses?
Yeah, right here. That's stupid. I think God was like, little hair here, little hair here. you know what? Fashion.
Whole face.
Fashion.
There's been talk on the streets that you have thought about shaving your mustache. Where do you stand with that?
So every time I think about, I'm like, so here's my dilemma. Do I want to be pretty? Everybody wants to be attractive.
I had a bone.
Everyone wants to be attractive. But so I know that without a mustache, I am more attractive. That's a scientific fact.
I don't know about that.
It is a fact, I promise.
Every day is a new day.
But with the mustache, I'm cool. So my dilemma is, do I want to be good looking, or do I want to be cool looking?
Yeah.
So every time I think, you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of my mustache and shave it off. And every time I say that, within that day, someone walks in the barbershop and goes, Poppy, man, you really pull off that mustache. You look cool. And every time someone does that, that means I'm going to keep it another month.
Yeah.
Because I have to think about it again. So when people don't, that's the only reason I have the mustache, honestly, is because people say that I'm cool.
Well, you are cool with it. Looks
I
cool.
used to be called weird every day of my life.
Weird
Being
is,
called cool it's pretty nice.
Hey.
It's a pretty nice change of pace.
Weird is cool.
Weird is cool. Back in the day, if you called me a nerd, I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Nerds have never.
And now, if I wish someone would call me a nerd. You know why? Because if someone calls me a nerd, they're admitting that I know something.
Ooh.
It's like, oh, you're a nerd for rockets. That means I know a lot about rockets. You don't.
Right.
So, you're a nerd for art. You're a nerd for tattooing.
Yeah.
You are a tattoo nerd.
Yeah.
Fact.
I am.
People, I know, what's funny to me is people really have no idea how much work you put into one piece.
Yeah.
And back in the day, sometimes you'd have like someone just not show up. This is obviously before you took deposits.
Right.
Smart move. But, people just wouldn't show up, and you had been working on this design for ever.
Yeah.
And then I get to see those people later, and they had to get like a cover up of something that you didn't do.
Yeah.
Because they went to someone else for a lot cheaper, and it was like there's a dog outside.
I just heard it barking.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of drawing. I mean, every piece that you see that I post, I mean, it probably has anywhere between 2 to 4 hours worth of drawing beforehand.
Yep.
Sometimes more, sometimes less, but
I don't prepare for haircuts.
yeah.
I mean, I guess you could. If I was more artistic with my haircuts, then I would. There's a lot of people that will take a picture of their subject if they're doing a project like a design work, and they will draw just like how you do on your iPad, do the design on their head and see how it looks and flows on their head. But that's people that they're making money other avenues.
Yeah,
like they're sponsored and stuff like that, so they can have the time to create that.
It would be hard to continuously do that though, 'cause if you knew it was just going to disappear in 2 weeks.
Right.
It would be like
It's all for photos.
yeah.
That's all it's for. Like yours is art for someone to have, and that's special to them. The haircut is literally just for the social media.
just for
Because you could
portfolios.
you could just take the picture that you drew on and just post it, and it would get just as many likes on it. It's all about just the photo and people looking cooler and looking like they're in like a video game. Like, oh man, that guy looks like he's in Cyberpunk.
Right.
Man, he's kind of glitchy and he has a lot of problems, and seems like he's going to come out way later than I expected him to.
And now he's naked.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
In Cyberpunk, they could get naked.
Really?
Yeah, you could like see their boobs and
wee-wees?
Yep.
In a butthole?
And I don't know. I actually never checked the butthole, but maybe. Back to the mustache thing real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought it was every time I shave my beard and do a mustache, it's like a funny thing between all of us friends for a little bit. It's like, oh, well, Jake's rocking the mustache. It's just like silly.
Yeah.
At least that's how it feels from my point of view when I have it. Mm-hmm. And I remember one time I had one, and I remember talking to a client of mine, and she had just had a miscarriage. We were talking about it. And it was just like a really intimate moment between us. And it was just like a good conversation we were having. It was just really good and deep and serious. And then we took a little break and I went to the bathroom and I just had this goofy fucking mustache. And I remember just being looking in the mirror and being like, damn it. That's so silly. Look, she had to talk to me. And I just got this goofy mustache. But you don't look goofy at all.
Well, it's because everyone's used to it now. I mean, if I just showed up with it, it's like a guy that that wears glasses all the time and he takes off his glasses, and you're like, oh. But if someone just saw him just without the glasses, they wouldn't know that he's like, he looks like a guy that would look better with glasses on. Yeah. So.
So, closing the podcast today, I wanted to talk about on May 30th, today, when...
Today later,
on May 30th, 2003, the movie The Italian Job came out. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
Yeah, like the freaking car. What are the cars? Mini Coopers.
Yes. So can I talk about that for 2 seconds?
Yeah,
I had a thing happen to me yesterday, and I want to tell you before I forget. So I had to describe what The Italian Job was to Kelly yesterday while we were in the car. And I said, basically they had to do a heist on a guy that stole from them. And the only way they could get in and out of the mansion that the guy had was drive through the halls and all the rooms with Mini Coopers. And I said, the Gen X version of The Italian Job would be the much less cool Fiat.
Yeah.
And there'd be a bunch of freaking nerds riding in Fiats. And they'd just be trying to steal something like PS5s or something from the hoarders. You're like, get that guy's crypto wallet.
That is absolutely how the new version of The Italian Job would go.
Because the Fiats are smaller and they're lamer. I don't care. Okay.
I rented a Fiat once when I was in Hawaii. You might too when you go there. It was fucking awesome. But it might have seemed so awesome because I had a smart car first.
Yeah.
And it was garbage.
Yeah, bro.
It was
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering.
So I got out of this freaking go-kart, basically, that was just garbage, and got in this Fiat and had a good speaker system, dude. It was freaking cool. But it was literally of course it was going to feel cool because I was riding around in a go-kart on the interstate in Hawaii.
The only way that I think that I could make a Fiat or smart cars cool is because they're the perfect shape to, if you just had a hitch on the back and you have a Fiat and then a hitch on the back and it's a smart car, and then it would be the shape of a dragon, and you could go through a parade with your Fiat and smart cars like a little dragon.
It would be awesome. They do make a lot of cool colors for the Fiats.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So The Italian Job has a lot of big name actors in it, but two of the big name actors are Mark Wahlberg and Jason Statham.
Statham.
So this is what Mark Wahlberg's dad looks like. I'm going to show you a picture. You won't believe me, but this is what he looks like.
That's who?
Mark Wahlberg's father.
He probably helps at Wahlburgers all the time.
Yeah. It's Donald Wahlberg right there.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Well, Donnie Wahlberg is his son. He's
Donald. Okay. Well, Donald.
This is Donald.
Okay.
This is Jason Statham's dad.
Jesus Christ.
Barry Statham. Now, in the past episodes, we've talked about...
He makes me want to shave my mustache off because his upper lip is gritty.
Yeah, he's gritty, dude. For sure. That is there's no doubt in my mind that's Jason Statham's father.
He makes that sweater look so masculine just with his face. That's like a cardigan. I've always said I'll never wear a cardigan because it will make me look.
If you look that gritty though, you can wear anything. That guy could wear a dress and look scary.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Seeing that guy's lower thighs would freak me the fuck out.
Honestly, it might make it more scarier than the cardigan.
Yeah.
But in the past, we've done the dad versus dad with who would be the better art teacher, who would drink a beer quicker, all these stupid challenges.
Yeah.
But it all started with who would win in a fight.
Celebrity dad death match.
Yeah. So who do you think would win in a fight between Donald Wahlberg or Barry Statham?
So
honestly, we could end the podcast in 30 seconds because we could both say it and be like, all right, bye, because we both know.
so it's Donald Wahlberg and what's his name's what Statham?
Barry
Statham. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Barry Statham.
Correct!
I mean, the dude, I feel like they'd start their fight and they'd be squaring up and be like, ding, ding, ding. And Barry would go, boom. Dude, knockout. One punch.
He looks like a guy that his calluses, his calluses, if he puts them on you, he gives you calluses. They're like made of sandpaper. Like that's how gritty he is.
I feel like his knuckles are so sharp that they would penetrate your skin.
Yeah.
Like he would punch you in the chest, but it would go all the way through.
Yeah. He's like the very short bladed Wolverine.
Yeah. And his hands are also like super dense and hard.
Yeah.
Like rocks.
Yeah. He looked like the way his face looks. He looks like when he acquires a new target, like in a movie, he acquires a new target and his eye turns red. He goes.
He looks like like a New Day Terminator.
Look at the guy behind him. He just got fucked up. Look, he's all swollen. He looks like this.
Barry Statham is tougher. He could be 007. His son's a famous actor. This guy could be a fucking actor.
Now, like he's British, right?
I don't fucking.
Is Jason Statham? Is he British?
Who knows? I think he's not American.
Is he? I don't.
He's either. I think he's from like Scotland or something.
Well, that guy just looks like he's tougher than Americans.
Yeah.
If he is American, he's the toughest one.
He's number one if it comes to whatever country he's from. He's the toughest guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a hooligan. He had some. He got in fights over soccer matches.
Over bullshit too.
Yeah.
He probably fought his teacher because the teacher.
Well,
gave
you don't
him a
look my
beat.
feet. You don't look my feet. Well, I will fuck you then.
He probably he would fight his teacher and then bang his teacher's wife.
Yeah. Then bang his teacher.
Yeah, and then bang the teacher's wife again.
And they'd both love it. And they're like they're struggling, like trying to get back together because they both love him.
Yeah.
They both love Barry Statham so much that's the only reason they even come back together to talk is because I love him too. And they have like a big fight about it, but they said, well, here's what we should do. Let's just have a threesome.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can find love together because he hasn't banged both of us at the same time.
But then the teacher comes up to Barry Statham and is like, yeah, man, I don't think I love you, but I don't want you to have sex with my wife again. And Barry Statham goes, okay, mate. And he holds up the wife.
Yeah.
And he holds her over a spoon. And he holds a lighter under the spoon and he starts melding down the wife. And then he takes the stuff that's in the spoon and he shoots it into his veins. And he said, well, that's that then, mate. And then he goes and passes out in the chair. Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of the video is all on there. You can also see the pictures we show each other. See everybody next week.